If you're like me, then you're probably someone that likes to save money, especially when it comes to this reefing hobby. You can easily get caught up spending hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars on reef tank lighting. A lot of lights on the market today are high tech. They've got good controllability, good lenses, and for the most part, good customer support. However, if you don't want to spend all of that money and still grow some good corals and get decent coral growth, there's a few options out there that are quite budget friendly. We're going to be talking about my top 5 budget nano reef LEDs. With this first one, you guys know we have to go with the Hypogara or Hypogara, however you want to pronounce it, Aquaknight LED that you can get off Amazon. The Aquaknights are actually the lights that we have to my left over the 20-gallon soon-to-be LPS reef tank. They are a 30-watt LED fixture, and the cool thing that I like about these is that they have 3 pucks in the fixture. Versus other lights that might have 2 pucks, you just get a little bit more coverage. These lights are on the cheaper side, at about $70 depending on where you find them. There's a reason for that. That's because they are a little bit on the lower side for wattage, and with controllability, there really isn't any. There's 2 buttons on the top that controls the whites and the blues. However, there's no ramping periods, there's no timers, and there's only 2 channels to control. I want to say there's 3 different lights in it. There's the whites, blues, and the violets. However, you can only control 2 channels. I've had these lights for about 3 years, give or take, on different aquariums and setups, and they're good lights. They don't grow corals massively. They do grow corals and they keep corals healthy and alive, but they're, this isn't like a coral farm. You're not going to be getting exponential growth with these lights. The other thing too is you'll probably get away with entry-level SPS if you're in a small enough nano aquarium. These lights are really only good for softies and LPS in my opinion. You could probably keep a Monty, but I think once you start going with a larger tank, these lights aren't going to be powerful enough. With all of that, we are still using them and we are going to be running them over the LPS tank. So if you guys want to see how this aquarium does with these lights over it, then be sure to follow along. Moving on to number 2, we've got the Noospyche K7 Mini, and I actually have the light right here. So this is a single puck design, however it's a 60-watt light. So with the Aquaknights, it was 30 watts with 3 pucks. The Noospyche is 1 puck with double the wattage, so it's 60 watts, and the cool thing about this light is that it is controllable. So Noospyche has its own app. I've got the K7 Pros over my 38-gallon, and then the K7 Mini was over my 10-gallon NEM tank, however I broke that down. The app is quite user-friendly. You cannot link the K7 Mini and the K7 Pros together. The K7 comes in at around $90, $200, and then you have to buy the mount. I think it's still a budget-friendly light, especially for the wattage that it puts out, and it comes with an app, so there's great controllability. Now this next light is something that I actually thought about kind of experimenting and playing around with myself. I've been thinking about doing like a strip light over the aquarium. Regardless, this next light is the Current USA Orbit. So the 18 to 24 inch, which will fit most nano-sized aquariums, runs in at about $60. However, you can get their Bluetooth version, which connects you to an app, for $150. Sticking with the $60 version, you still get a controller with it, so I think it's a good deal. The only downside for me with this light is it's only 21 watts, so it's a pretty low wattage light. This is something that you'd probably put over a softie only, or maybe a couple LPS in there, or using this as an accent light to some already higher wattage lights that you have over the tank. Since these lights are only at about $56, you probably could do about 2 or 3 over an aquarium since they are so slim. The next light I have for you guys is the Nicrew 30-watt LED. When I first bought the Aquaknights about 3 years ago, this Nicrew light was the other choice that I was considering, majorly considering, versus the Aquaknights. So like I stated, this is a 30-watt single puck LED. However, there's a ton of LEDs in it. Unlike the Aquaknights, this is where the Nicrew's kind of a little bit better. It's got different colored LEDs, so it's got reds, greens, ultraviolets, as well as royal blues and cool whites, which is something like the K7 Pros have, which these are a quite expensive light. So Nicrew's kind of doing good there. The Nicrew light is at a good price point as well. It's at about $70, which is comparable to the Aquaknights, like I stated. And although it doesn't have as many pucks as the Aquaknight, it's got more colorful LEDs. So the last one I have for you guys is kind of a cheat one, and I could make a whole nother video about this topic because that's buying used equipment, and I think that's a really good thing to try and look for before you buy something brand new. And the fifth and final one is the aqua illumination or the AI Prime and finding one used. In my other video about budget-friendly equipment, someone had mentioned just finding used reef LEDs or used equipment in general that is still name brand. And yes, of course, that's a great idea. I feel like usually in these videos I talk about brand new equipment and try to promote different products in that way. But yes, of course, I think if you're gonna go set up a new aquarium, the first route I usually go is used. People are 50-50 on that because used aquariums can be a disaster, but I usually try to find higher end aquariums that usually last a little bit longer anyways and that are taken well care of. So with that being said, you can definitely find some good used LEDs. I like the AI Prime compared to like the Kessel A80 just because it's a little bit higher wattage and I think the color looks a little bit better. The AI Prime is controllable, it's got its own app, and it's a 60 watt fixture, so it is one of the higher wattage lights on my list. AI Primes will pretty much grow anything, so if you're looking to do SPS in a nano tank, this is the way to go. And AI Prime brand new is about $250 without the mount, depending on where you get it from. And in making this video, I actually had some trouble finding a used AI Prime in my area, so you might have some trouble as well. You might just have to wait a little bit and just wait for the right deal. A lot of primes that I found in my area had other attachments like shaders and lenses and mounts and stuff like that, so it's kind of hard to price it that way, but it looks like you can probably find an AI Prime for like 50 bucks off used, give or take, depending on who you get it from. All in all, if you're going for a nano-sized aquarium, whether you're doing softies, LPS, or SPS, I think all of these lights are probably going to do the job. Some more than others, and depending on the size of your tank, you might need to get one of the higher wattage options. If I could switch up my lighting for any of the lights on this list, I would probably try out 2 of those Nicrew lights with those cool LEDs. I would do 2 of them over the 20-gallon LPS tank, and then I think I would try to do 2 or 3 of the AI Primes over the 38-gallon. I think that would look really cool. If you guys do want to check out these lights, I've got some of them listed in my bio under my Amazon affiliate store, so if you guys want to check them out, just click over there. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other kind of budget equipment you guys would want me to do some research on and make a video out of. So those are my top 5 budget nano reef LEDs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below and smash that like button. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.